The Mediterranean Sea is an intercontinental sea stretching along the southern coast of the European continent. The SEAwise Mediterranean case study has focused on the Adriatic Sea and the western and eastern Ionian Seas, where both large-scale demersal and pelagic fleets operate alongside a sizable and culturally significant small-scale fishing sector. Characterized by high biodiversity and heavily exploited stocks, this region of the Mediterranean has a high competition for space and resources. As a result, striking a balance between considering the socio-economic needs of society with achieving biodiversity targets remains a challenge. With differing management and policy in place in the Adriatic and in the Western and Eastern Ionian Sea, we spoke to some of the SEAwise researchers and stakeholders about the complexities of achieving sustainable management on both sides of the Ionian Sea.
My name is Maria Teresa Spedicato. I am from COISPA Foundation that is based in Italy. And my role in SEAwise is to be responsible of the case study on the Mediterranean. Closing or protecting by 2030 to 30% of areas with probably 10% strictly protected could be very challenging because the space for fishery is very limited in the map, and also in certain situations also quite crowded because of the contextual presence of small-scale and large-scale fisheries. We worked very much with the spatial modeling, so modeling population at spatial scale and also fisheries at spatial scale and management measures at the same scale. And also it is very much important to consider that we developed modeling for fish population, but also for the whole aspect related to the sector, the economic and social one, that are very much important in ecosystem-based fishery management. In SEAwise, we explored fisheries management and governance across the Adriatic and Western Ionian Seas. Under a well-defined governance process at the General Fisheries Commission for the Mediterranean, regulated spatial restriction to the fisheries, the fishery-restricted areas, were established in both ecological relevant nursery areas of key species and vulnerable marine ecosystems. For example, in the Jabuka Pomo Pit, Bari Canyon, and Otranto Channel. These FRAs make the Adriatic Sea one of the sub-regions with the highest coverage of seabed protection in the Mediterranean, helping achieve a crucial goal for fishery sustainability under ecosystem-based fishery management.
In recent years, the situation of the main demersal stocks in the Adriatic Sea is improving thanks to the management actions taken through the GFCM multi-annual management plan. It is expected that a similar plan targeting the fisheries of red shrimps in the Ionian Sea will play a comparable role.
I am Isabella Bitetto. I am a mathematician and a bioeconomic modeler, and I work for COISPA Foundation since 2009. Work in SEAwise has been focused in enhancing the socio-economic component of the bioeconomic models that we applied across different case studies and specifically in Central Mediterranean to evaluate the socio-economic impact of several management strategies under climate change. This is quite important because the Adriatic and the Western Ionian Sea are sub-basins that are highly productive but also overfished and are particularly vulnerable to climate. We have done a significant step forward toward a more complete parameterization of bioeconomic model and improved the accuracy of our model, especially for the part related to the fish price and the market dynamic. And it is very important to consider this information coming from the models to find a trade-off that can be acceptable for everyone, also for fishers.
Since 2030 is very close, the only well-designated areas for closures are the Natura 2000 sites. However, our research in SEAwise shows that closing these areas will not do the job for the ecosystem. And instead of just closing the Natura 2000 sites, we have now proposing and suggesting new areas where they will actually deliver ecosystem-based fisheries management better than the current situation and the current legislation that's occurring.
I'm Mirida Maina. I'm a fisheries scientist and geospatial modeler. I work in the Hellenic Center for Marine Research in Greece. My work is focused on some part on identifying vulnerable areas like nursery areas, like bycatch or benthic hotspots. Particularly bycatch, we have explored some areas focused on elasmobranch species in SEAwise and try to find the risk of these bycatch. Also for benthic habitats, we are trying to identify areas with sensitive, let's say, seabed habitats and explore how the fishing gears, the conducting fishing gears might impact those habitats.
I am Georgia Papantonio. I'm a marine ecologist and I'm working in the Hellenic Center for Marine Research. In the SEAwise project, we estimated a variety of ecological indicators that are very informative about the status of the ecosystem. They allow us to monitor ecosystems throughout time, and then these holistic approaches that we have followed allow a mechanical understanding of ecosystem that enable us to maybe create more effective management strategies.
The Eastern Ionian Sea is experiencing declines in the overall ecosystem health and in commercial stocks. Addressing these challenges requires tailored management strategies and governance that fits the social, economic, and environmental needs of the region. Here, effective governance, built on active and collaborative stakeholder participation, is essential to sustainable fisheries management and the implementation of EBFM and policy change. We spoke to scientists and fishermen in the Patraikos Gulf in Greece who highlighted the importance of effective governance and of collaborating with the people who are impacted by policy decisions and changes to fisheries in the region.
My name is Vangelis Zanatos. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Biology at the University of Patras, Greece. It has to be said that the Eastern Ionian Sea is like the entire Mediterranean, is a biodiversity hotspot, so it hosts hundreds of fish species. Currently, the maritime area and the coastal zone is under intense competition for use, either for resources or space, and we have to find a way to keep everybody happy. In every aspect, you can somehow bring fishers in their own terms in the management scheme and make them sit around the table and give you not only their management advice but also their evaluation of the entire system. It is essential in order to declare protected areas and have them do their job, to have the collaboration of fishers, to have the direct involvement of fishers themselves to care about the protected area. It is very useful to listen to what the fishers have to tell us and not just ask them for the questions that we consider important. We have to listen to what they consider as important.
Γεια σας, ονομάζομαι Χαλιώτης Αλέξης και είμαι από τις Αγγλικές Κάτω Αχαΐες. Ψαρεύω στον Πατραϊκό κόλπο, συνήθως με δίχτυα απλάδια για βακαλάους.
Λέγομαι Κωνσταντίνος Κυριακόπουλος και είμαι από τις Αλικές Αχαΐας. Ψαρεύουμε εδώ στον Πατραϊκό πιο πολύ και λίγο στο Ιόνιο, με δίχτυα, μανωμένα, απλάδια και παραγάδια. Και γλώσσες, σκλεπούδες, ή πεσκαδρίτσες, μπαρμπούνια, κοτσομούρες, μπακαλιάρους, σουπιές, συναγρίδες, αργούς. Ψαράδες γίναμε γιατί βρήκαμε από τον πατέρα μας και ακολουθήσαμε το επάγγελμα που έκανε ο πατέρας μου. Και συνεχίσαμε και μας αρέσει και γι' αυτό το συνεχίζουμε.
Το ψάρεμα είναι συνέχεια της οικογένειάς μας. Ήταν ο παππούς μου ψαράς, ο πατέρας μου και εγώ είμαι τρίτη γενιά ψαράς. Από μικρό παιδί είμαι στη θάλασσα, μου άρεσε και το ακολούθησα. Οι αλλοίς, ναι, είμαστε πολλοί συνάδελφοι που συνεργαζόμαστε μεταξύ μας. Εντάξει, δεν είναι εφικτό να γίνει με όλους αυτό, αλλά εντάξει. Όχι, δεν λένε όλοι τα ίδια, εξαρτάται με το τι κάνει ο καθένας. Υπάρχουν κόντρες μέσα στο επάγγελμα, γιατί είναι ένας κοινός χώρος συνεκμετάλλευσης και τα συμφέροντα αλληλοσυγκρούονται, οπότε υπάρχουν κάποιες κόντρες, ναι, είναι λογικό αυτό.
Σίγουρα η καθαριότητα στη θάλασσα παίζει μεγάλο ρόλο, να μπορέσουμε να κρατήσουμε τη θάλασσα λίγο πιο υγιή από καθαριότητα. Και εντάξει, κάποιοι περιορισμοί θα μπορούσαν δεν ξέρω ποιοι θα ήταν αυτοί, να προστατεύσουν κάποια είδη για να μπορέσουν στους νόμους οι οποίες εδώ οι τοπικοί ψαράδες δεν έχουν ακουστεί καθόλου. Δηλαδή, τους περάσανε χωρίς να τους λάβουν καθόλου υπόψη. Θα έπρεπε δηλαδή να ακούσουν λίγο τους ψαράδες.
What SEAwise does in this region is that actually recognizes and highlights the differences among areas, similarities as well, but differences also, so that, let's say, we can tailor solutions that fit actually each side. So this facilitates and acknowledges what actually takes place, what are the challenges that people face, what are the particularities of this region, and actually gives the flexibility, let's say, of an ecosystem-based management approach. Governance is very important in any management scheme and plan because it has to do with everything actually down from who is included in the whole system and how they are included and how decisions are made. It also includes issues of equity, trust, and it entails actually everything in which and through which a system works and operates. What we did is that we interviewed different types of stakeholders, including fishermen, people from the regional government, the local government, the central government, and capture their perceptions concerning governance and the quality of the governance in the area and the overall ecosystem health through their perspectives. People are eager to help, they are eager to be heard, they are eager to contribute, they see the problems, they know enough to be part of the solution, they want to be part of the solution, so this is a momentum that should be taken advantage of in terms of policymakers.
There are some very young fishermen in the Mediterranean which have a totally different way of seeing things. They have accepted that ecosystem is not to be regarded and the sea is not there just to be exploited. I see that there is hope, and the hope comes from the young generation of fishers which are to take over in the next years.
There is increased awareness also by people and by the society, and so if we take the right measures, maybe we could help restore some stocks or at least bring the ecosystem and the stocks in a more sustainable pathway.
Το κίνητρο το έχουμε. Σίγουρο αυτό, τη θέληση την έχουμε. Ναι, σίγουρα μπορούν να βοηθήσουν γιατί αυτοί παίρνουν τις αποφάσεις. Αυτοί είναι οι αρμόδιοι για να λάβουν τα μέτρα, τα απαραίτητα. Αν δεν μπορούν αυτοί, ποιος μπορεί.